We focus on those few, and then as we evolve or progress, then we'll maybe do a couple of different postures. But the walking and turning and shifting of weight is something that I have to consistently do, because that's the most critical part, is working your balance, your center of mass, and to get some understanding of how we have to move from one position to the next, turning corners, take that step, body positioning so you don't put yourself in a compromised position. It's all about safety. It's all about getting movement, because as a movement disorder, get your movements understood in a way that you're learning it through a systematized approach, because most of us don't really understand what the process is. It's a long process to learn movement, specifically for accuracy of movement and for good muscle memory type things. So just shifting of your weight and holding your position is a muscle memory. There's a lot of feedback that comes from moving from one position to the next. So over time your body starts to either feel it or recognize it. So let's try to do a few of the fundamentals that we talk about. And this is turning of the shoulders by sort of spinning off the spine. So you're like this. Turn, 1, 2, 3. So you give you some side to side range of motion. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. To the side, 1, 2, 3. So this really helps to open all of this up. Because when we're always like this or tense, this just knots up. So let's get our body to expand. So you let your rib cages relax. No, it's really only one rib cage, but you have two sides. So one side kind of folds in, the other side opens up, and then you do it on the opposite side. And there is a little shift in the hip too, because you can also get that to work. So we're going from side to side. Gives you a little bit of range of motion to the two sides. And then next, we're going to do the big stretch that goes to the back of the leg. That helps alleviate some of the tension in the lower lumbar area. So you hit 1, 2, 3. Go down as deep as you can. Turn to your right, turn to your left. We're back to center, and then we inhale and exhale. Hands up, reach down, slide down the leg. That's helpful to kind of control your movement. And you don't want to abruptly drop down there. You just want to turn, let the muscles work for you, and lift up. Inhale, exhale. So you're working your arms, so you're going like this and like this. You inhale up and you exhale down. And if you can, breathe through your nose, reach down. 1, 2, 3. We turn to the right, we turn to the left. We're back to center, and we inhale and exhale. Actually, I'm here by myself. I don't know why I have a mask on, so I'll put that on later. So after the stretch, we're going to do these circular movements. Okay. So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're going to cross. Reach down, touch your knees, hold your knees, and just make a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Hands on your waist. So those you can do 10 or 12. When you follow the video, you can do as many as you want. Once you memorize the sequence, or the order of those exercises. You can do a few more when you have time, and you can just build off that. It's better to do, say, half a dozen to a dozen more regularly than doing, say, 50 at one time. It's kind of building. You do a few each day, and it actually helps you a lot more. So, because we have this class only on Thursdays, all the archive video has a lot more content, but you can watch those and just kind of get the visuals, and then with the warm-ups it's the same. You just do them, follow the class. Now we're going to turn like this to work the neck a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 and 2. Center. Rotating down. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2. Center. Hands up. Pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we spread our feet, turn shoulders a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. So we're just freeing up the waist, and we relax the arms so they just kind of swing. Okay, so that really works, this twisting, and works your back a little bit. And we pull the feet together, and we're going to square the feet. So this is part of controlling the direction of your movement. So we're in a 45-degree, feet pointing to the corners, 45 degrees. That's 90 degrees when you combine the 2 feet, and right in the middle there, and then your shoulder width. So we do that a couple more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happens is you shift your weight, shift your weight, shift your weight, and shift your weight. Okay, so that gives you an idea that when we do this from side to side, when we go like this, we have the option to do this. And then we can have the option of doing this. And remember, we did the forward leg position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn back to center. Turn to the other side. We're going to do the forward movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so we're back to square. All right. Now we have the shoulder width stance. We also have a stance that could be maybe 2 inches between the feet. That would be a sort of stationary vertical position. So that's your setup when you walk. So typically you walk with your feet kind of closer together than shoulder width. So we don't walk actually in a shoulder width. We always kind of, even if it was started a shoulder width, when we take our first step, we're going to really track that center line, which is about 2.5, 2 inches between your feet. That's here. So when we walk, we always try to go on that line, because otherwise the straddle will be sort of waddling from side to side. Okay, now let's pull our feet together, shoulder width. Find the triangle, the circle, bringing the hands down to the square, Then we bring the hands down, we poke up, and we open to the corners. Okay? So let's get that, memorize that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? So we can actually go to a center position. 1, 2, 3, 4, forward and back and forward. And toe out, step up. Okay? Triangle, circle, back, forward, back, and forward. Okay? So we just combine that with single whip positions. Let's do that. Follow me on this side. You're like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, go to the corner. We step to the corner. Open the stance. 3, 4. Okay, so we're in that position. Now we're going to close it up. We're going to shift over. 1, 2, 3. Now we're on the right side again. We toe out, step up. 1, 2. Okay, or find your center. Forward, back, forward, back, and forward. Pass through center. If you go to a shoulder width stance, you can just do the 45-degree corner if that's easier. And we go back to center. We switch to feet. Go to center. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So you see, there's just the geometry of position. It's the circle, the triangle, the circle, the square. This is backwards and forwards. Okay, backwards and forwards, panning out to the corners, and we're here. So that essentially is the hand movements for grasp the sparrow's tail and single whip. We just reviewed the hand movements again, so we can do it either in this position, or even a wider stance. But let's just do it in this shoulder width stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just bring your hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Palms together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, shake that out. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let's just do a couple of pivots. So now the feet are 90 degrees. If I turn here or turn here, I'm going to go into that corner. So that's helping you direct yourself in a direction, and then you take your step. Now, if we're in this position and we take a step, this is your first movement. This is your second movement. Okay, so that's your forward and backward step. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, step. And you go backwards 1, 2, 3, together. Right, left, center, 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. Okay, if we have our hands up in a position like this or like this, we can actually hold those positions, do the legs, but we're just practicing swinging the arms or making a circle. Right? So we went like this. 1, this clockwise, 2, 3, and backwards, 1, 2, 3. So it's forward clockwise, backwards counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay? So we have the walking forward and back. So we actually did this as one of all the other drills. So this will help you do the walking as well. The swinging of the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Now we're going to go to the other side. Start the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we take a step. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay? Now we go backwards. We're going to have to step backwards. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And back to center. Okay, if I turn, if my feet are this close, I turn the front in the direction, and I'm here. This close, I turn in the direction. That's the side, the same side as the foot you're turning in is the same side that you're going to pivot. That's when your feet are like this. But if your feet are shoulder width, okay, you might want to turn the heel or turn this foot first. So it's better to move from here when the feet are close, because if you turn this way and when your feet are this wide, you would actually pivot on the ball of the foot just like we did here. Because when you pivot on the ball of the foot, it allows you to make a simpler transition. So whether you're in this position, there's a slightly different maneuver. If I go like this, that will take me in this direction. If it's easier, if your shoulder width, move to center, pivot off this heel of the side that you're going in. And then once you get there, you take your step. You pivot, take your step. So that's a T stance, or a 90-degree position, or L stance. You're going like this, 1, 2, 3. So from the back view, you could see that when I turn, I have to set up my legs. That's a double pivot. Here's a single pivot and a setup, and then I go 1, 2, 3. Or if my feet are here, I turn like this, 1, 2, 3. I bring it here, 1. So anytime you pivot, when your feet are in this neutral vertical position, then you pivot like this. Now if I did this, then did this, here's my 90 degree, I can't go either way, so what I want to do is turn here and then head that way. Turn here and then head that way. Without turning, I head this way. Go backwards, 1, 2, 3, forward, 1, 2, 3, backwards, 1, 2, 3. Now look at the hands, clockwise, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, and down. Okay, so that's the walking I've been talking about. You have 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. It's kind of a coordinated motion. So the stepping, you can just keep the spine as vertical as possible. Do not look toward the floor and bend from the top. You want to keep your body back and straight. Find that balanced position, vertical when you walk. Don't lean. Take your step, move your legs from soften, move it from the thigh to lift. Don't just pick up the foot, pick up your, lift from the thigh. And then you can step. And if you go backwards, you kind of track your movement. Doesn't need to be big steps. And then once you find your position, try to develop some feeling in what that feels like as a motion, and then eventually you will start to pick up on it. So we did those things, and I think one more exercise I want to do is the cloud hand movements. So that gets your weight over to one side, and then it goes over to this side, and it goes over to this side. So it's a kind of side-to-side shift, just feeling it transition over to here. That's your weight, and you feel it going over to here, and then over to here. Because when we're going to take that first step, it's because we're going forward and forward. See? So you have clockwise and counterclockwise movements. So in other words, if I go this way, it's clockwise. So if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, reverse 2, 3, your hands would do that. Okay, so moving forward, you're like this. Moving backward, you're like this. Move your arms, 1, 2, 3. Left, right, left. Clockwise, 1, 2, 3. Reverse, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turning, 1, 2, 3. Turn, 1, 2, 3. Together. Turn, together, right? So once your feet are together, you step, 1, 2, 3, together, turn, turn. You can start here, 1, 2, 3, to here, I pivot here, I turn, I'm here. So that's a maneuver. Work with it, and then I did that kind of quick, but just work with it, slow it down, think it through, and then understand that, well, I pivot first, and I step 1, 2, and then I reset this square feet position, not quite shoulder width, but 2 to 3 inches between the widths of your feet. There's a foot here, there's a 2-inch gap here. That's your reference line. Okay, on that note, I'll see you next time, but there's archive. This is archive. Follow the videos. Hopefully you can do some of these drills, and there's more content than this, but I think too much is it's too overwhelming, and some people may get tired doing this. So just take a break and go back to it if you can, and that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time, next Thursday, about 11:10. So 11:10 to approximately 11:30, give or take about 20 something minutes. See you next time.